Willie here from thirstgym.com, and today we're talking about an exercise called the single arm seated cable row with opposite reach. For this exercise, what you're going to need is a single arm handle, or what they like to call a D handle, and some kind of seated cable row machine. Mine from Elite FTS, you just sit on the ground, super convenient. You may actually have a machine that you can sit on as well. That's totally fine, doesn't really matter. You're gonna take that handle, place it on your cable, and then from this position, we're just gonna do a normal seated cable row. So I'm gonna make sure that my legs are somewhat extended, but I don't want them to be completely locked out, just a slight bend here. And then I'm gonna have a hold of that cable just like I'm gonna do a regular row. Now when I row that cable, it's gonna come towards my belly button. Now with the reach, all we're gonna do is just reach across our body as we actually go to do that row. So I'm gonna row and reach to replace the cable. Row and reach to replace the cable. So notice that my rib cage is getting twisting, getting long at the end, and always keeping tension on the cable as much as I can. You want to make sure that you're not bottoming out between the reps either, and you just want to perform these as fluid as you can. Now, this variation works great because it's going to help keep the rib cage relatively mobile as we're rotating. So there's nothing really fancy about it in terms of like the loading progression or anything like that. But if you're looking for a way to make the movement a little more athletic, keep your shoulders feeling better, keep that rib cage function in terms of how it rotates with the gait cycle and all that great stuff, this is a great way to load the lats up and the upper back up and still remain somewhat athletic upstairs from a rotation-based perspective. So I like this exercise a lot for some of my athletes, especially if we're trying to put on some hypertrophy and some size on them, but we also want to keep them relatively fluid as well. This keeps them a little bit more honest, and they're not able to cheat quite as much. You will find that a lot of times they're going to try to do this to cheat anyways. By having to reach across, we're able to keep everything relatively square, and that makes them a little bit more honest as well. So I like this in just general hypertrophy-based ranges, 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps per side. Nothing crazy, nothing fancy. Just a great way to maximize the movement opportunities to keep your athletes feeling good with just a regular good old-fashioned single arm cable row, which I love for hypertrophy of the upper back. If you got any questions, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks. Have a great day.